Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you decided to join me this week for another vlog at random. This is what we're doing today. So thanks for coming back. I do appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, of course, or don't. I mean, you're not obligated to like me just because you're here. So there we have it. Woohoo! Today I thought I would talk to you people that are about to graduate, whether you're in college or high school. I think this applies to any, but this is primarily going out to the college graduates coming up this May. It seems a little early, doesn't it? It's February. You got a couple months to wait, but it'll come quicker than you realize. So I am here to tell you what's up. With that being said, let's get started on the 3 things that you need to make sure you do before you graduate. Number 1, I think that you definitely should consider getting pictures done. Whether your friend is taking them, whether nice camera, whether you're hiring somebody professionally, or even if at bare minimum you just need to take some pictures with your phone, please do it. The reason why you're definitely going to want to get those pictures is because you're only young once. One day you're going to be 50 years old and you're going to be looking back thinking, why didn't I take any pictures? I should have listened to that girl on the internet. And that's why I'm telling you now, do not forget to take those pictures. This is a memorable moment. This is a moment you have been waiting for. So don't pass up the opportunity to get some pics of your achievement before it's too late. Again, I say that lightly. It's not the end of the world if you don't get pictures, but I definitely recommend it because you want to have something to look back on. And like I just said, you worked so hard for this moment. Why let it go to waste? Have something to showcase or keep it to yourself. Either way, you'll have some pictures to keep for the future. Number 2. Okay, 2s goes hand in hand with the first one a little bit, but it doesn't have to. You don't have to do pictures in order to do number 2. I highly recommend that you send out announcements. Regardless of if your graduation is in person or limited or online only, or maybe no graduation at all, definitely send out announcements that you are completing this milestone in your life. The reason I recommend that is because you'll get moolah, money, do-re-mi, all the good things. You'll get the money or gifts depending on if you create a registry or not. I did create a registry for whenever I graduated on Target.com, and the way you create a registry is you end up just putting things that you want to have after you graduate, and sometimes people will send them or they'll send you money for you to buy it yourself. Send it to everyone. If you didn't make a list of who you sent them to in high school and who sent you money, you missed out on that. But if you're in high school, make sure to make a list of who sends you stuff now, because you're gonna want to follow up with them 4 years down the road when you're looking for more moolah. And I'm saying that lightly again because if you're watching this and you did send me money or gifts, I highly appreciate it, as of course I did send my thank you notes, which you need to make sure you're doing if you are planning to send out announcements. But I'm just saying that it's something you should take into consideration, is that if somebody sent you something the first time, odds are they're going to send you something the second time. Just like bridal showers and baby showers, people always send stuff to that, and that's how it goes. Remember, number 2, you want money? Send announcements. If you don't send announcements, odds are you're not going to get money or gifts. And I'm not saying it's all about the money or the gifts, but if you need some extra cash to maybe move to a new state, or if you want something specific like a crock pot to where you can make lots of good things, well, this is your opportune, because this is a milestone, it's an achievement, it's something that doesn't happen often. It only happens, well, once, unless you go for a second bachelor's degree, or if you go for a master's, I guess that's something to consider as well. Get those announcements sent. I recommend getting them sent by the end of March or early April. Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on all the restaurant opportunities if you're planning to utilize a restaurant, small space, or, I mean, of course you could throw a party at your house and that has no limit. But if you're planning on doing a restaurant like I did, you definitely wanna get on the ball soon. And number 3, which is I feel the most important of them all, before you graduate, there is something you need to remember. You are at a point in your life where you are about to go off and be what we call an adult. I thought I was an adult, and then I became an actual adult, and that showed me, yeah, what adulthood is really like. It's scary, and it's a lot. If you think that going into adulthood after college is gonna be a piece of cake, you're just gonna land that job, you went to school all those 4 years for that job that pays super well, don't get your hopes super up. I have to warn you of that. You need to start applying for jobs like yesterday. That's a thing. If you have not already started applying for jobs and you're looking to have one after you graduate, start applying today, because that is a thing. People will start looking 2 months ahead of when they're actually gonna hire, and if you stand out, they'll wait for you. Also, that being said, you also want to remember that you're gonna be in adulthood. So unless you're still gonna be living with your parents, which is totally cool, highly recommend if you're able. I did not. I chose to go alternative routes, and I am very much happy as I am. If you are choosing to live with your parents, you don't really have to worry about this part, but if you are not gonna be living with your parents and you're gonna be on your own, if you won't have scholarships anymore, you won't have refund checks, you won't have those student loan refunds coming out and all that stuff. Now you're gonna actually have to pay back those student loans and all that extra jazz. You're gonna have to pay for bills. It's not like where you're at college living and they pay for your utilities and they pay for your water. No, you have to actually pay for those yourself. What I'm saying is, if you're not already mentally prepared or financially stable or already having a budget, I recommend getting a budget book or starting with a budget. If you need help with that, I am definitely by your side and will help you come up with a budget for after you graduate. I say it, I'll do my best. I can't say that I will be the best help, but I can definitely try. But if too many of y'all reach out, I'm gonna just have to make a video and show how to create a budget, and that's just how it's gotta be, because budgeting is something that's really important. And if you're going into an adulthood style life and you don't wanna be living off of ramen for the rest of your life, I highly recommend a budget. Budgets are important. Again, I'm saying they're important. You need a budget. So adulthood, and you also have living, and make sure to have fun in these last few months that you have before graduating. You are in your prime time life. College is super fun. For some people, maybe not as much. Science field's probably a lot harder. I don't know. I'm not a science person. Maybe it just depends on the person. Maybe you didn't have the best college experience. I don't know. But college for me was a really fun time. And for many of my friends as well, it was fun. While a lot of them said, I cannot wait to get out of college, which you've probably heard a time or two. A year after they graduate, they're missing college. It's something that's intrinsic. There's people who go through sorts of depression and everything after they graduate, because you go from such a high point and then sometimes you hit an all-time low. All-time low the band? No. But all-time low as in terms of emotional being. I was one of those people. I will admit, I went through this episode, still kind of going through an episode where you kind of lose touch with who you are and you're trying to refine who you are, because you go from being in this institution and now you're kind of just let loose. You're not under certain confinements anymore. Now, while I am working on my master's now, that took me a minute to get there as well. So if you need some time off to figure out things, I do recommend it, because I didn't think I was gonna be able to come back, but here I am, so what's up? And those are the 3 things that you need to make sure you do before you graduate. I mean that with the sincerity of my heart, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful graduation season. Don't stress out too much. Don't overthink too much. You've got this in the bag. You've got this. You made it 4 years, and whatever is in store next, you have got it. So if you need any encouragement, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. I got you. I'll give you the pump up words. I'll give you that motivational talk. I'm your sister here, and what up? And I will see you guys next week on another weekly vlog. Bye everyone.